Okay, we are recording. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much. I know there's a lot of you who are going to be watching on the replay. So just thank you so much for being here with me. This is the Get the Fuck Out the Friend Zone Masterclass GTFO. As you can tell, so excited about this masterclass. And I know that you're in the right place because you want to get out of the friend zone and into the DMs and just have authentic relationships with your followers to convert them into clients without having to do the 20 hours of hustle a week on top of your other busy life. Like, you want business to be easy. Like, you want to be able to close your laptop at 5 or 6 o'clock in the evenings, go off, be present with your family, be there on the weekends. Like, you want that lifestyle. And these are the stepping stones inside to Get the Fuck Out the Friend Zone Masterclass is all about, to help you get to that point. So if this is your first masterclass or training with me, I am Kelsey Brooks. I am a business coach and marketing mentor for coaches, service providers, and other female entrepreneurs in the online space ready to build their brand and business on social media, really mastering their authority, energy, visibility, and content strategy. I love video marketing. I love storytelling. I love selling. I love marketing. I love it. It is what I live and breathe. And I have been an entrepreneur since 2015. I almost got that wrong. First time in a while. 2015. I've started out in a handmade product. I've sold on Facebook, Etsy, and Instagram for years. And I've always been able to sell in the DMs. And when I got into coaching, like, this whole aspect of getting on sales calls, discovery calls, and like overcoming objections, this was foreign to me. I'm like, what the hell is all this? I also curse. So if you have little ones in, put the headphones in as well. But like, selling in the DMs and just talking to people like, oh, okay, here you go. Here's the link. Here's this for you. Like, it was just so easy for me. And when I got into the coaching world, it was so different. And I struggled for a while because it was like, you got to book 20 calls a week and you got to make sure that your conversion is like 90%. Like, what's your conversion rate? What's all this shit? And I was like, oh my God, this is awful. I was like, there has to be a better way. And throughout the past year, I really got into business coaching, end of 2019, beginning of 2020. And I found it fucking easy to make business easy my way, doing my actions, what I love to do, where my strengths were, by harnessing my uniqueness. So that is a little about me, what we're getting into and everything. And yes, I do have an offer coming to you guys at the end of this, full transparency, but it is my new program, Audacious Authority. I will be talking about it at the end, but let's go ahead and dive into Get the Fuck Out the Friend Zone Masterclass, meat and potatoes. So this is all about going over the 3 mistakes that you've been making or currently making that you might not realize, mistakes that you're making in your stories that are preventing you from signing clients and keeping you stuck in that friend zone. And honestly, setting yourself up more for the hype girl than like the go-to person that they want to hire. So why stories? Stories is a way, because when we think about friend zone, when we have stories, a lot of the time, stories is the easiest way to get into the DMs. And a lot of these gurus sell in the DMs, go in the DMs, sell in the DMs. And it can be easy. But when you make these mistakes along the way, it can feel like you're really struggling. And, stories is the easiest way to kind of get into that, build that relationship, build that foundation. It has a little bit of a personal aspect of it. A lot of us are behind the scenes, a little bit of the day-to-day trainings and stuff like that. So stories is just a great way to kind of get yourself into the DMs of your potential leads and prospects. But we make the mistake of being too much of the hype girl instead of the hire girl. And so mistake number 1 that I've noticed, especially in myself in the early days, and when I was really kind of mastering and figuring all this out, is that a lot of the times we are so quick to react to people's stories versus actually engaging with them, asking questions and taking that relationship, that story a little bit deeper and getting to know them on a deeper level, having them an opportunity to get to know us on a deeper level. And it's quite shocking when I began to see, when I just made one simple shift of, okay, let's test, maybe not doing the 100 reaction, sending the party hat, the love-eyed to everybody when they're celebrating a win, talking about something good, that they're feeling good, something that they're selling, let's just take that away and begin to actually talk to these people, have the conversations. And when I started to focus on the conversations, this is when the conversions happen most, because you just position yourself as that person that's going to love them, hype them up. You're their sideline cheerleader person, but you're not going to be their coach. You're not going to be their social media manager. You're not going to be the go-to person that they go to for design or edits. And so instead, engage in conversations off of those stories. Ask them a question. I love to do this. And whenever I do follow somebody or like they followed me, I do check out their profile. I go through their highlights and everything. And I just kind of chat with them. And one of the best ways for me personally to start that conversation based off stories or highlights is, especially if they have a dog, if they're a dog mom, woo, we're connecting, because I'm a dog mom. You might have heard Mac in the background squeaking his toy, but that is how I'm going to build that relationship. I'm going to ask them about their dog because I freaking love pets. I love animals. They're going to feel like that's authentic. And that, oh my gosh, like this dog is so cute. Like what's their age? What's their kind of breed? All the things. And so find that common ground in those stories, or maybe you don't quite know what the common ground is yet. So you want to watch some of their stories for a while before you go and engage with them. And that's perfectly fine. Relationships take time to build, especially if you feel that it could be a mutual relationship where maybe you could hire them, they hire you, you guys could do some kind of collab, stuff like that. But just really focus on the conversations. It's all about the intent. You guys will probably hear me say that a lot in this masterclass. It's focusing on the intent of the action that you're taking. And behind that as well, leading into mistake number 2 here, is the intent of what you share on your stories. And I know a lot of the times that we post on stories because it's easy to be consistent. It's easy to show up. It's easy to be online, be seen, especially if we post a video of like our face or like of our coffee, and like what we have on the agenda for that day, or sharing other people's like a cute quote, a motivational quote, something like that to our stories. We're consistent, we're seen, we posted on Instagram stories, check, we're done. But here is why just posting in stories, especially posting content that's not your own, is also hurting you. Again, taking it back to, you're the hype girl, not the hire person. Gurus have told us to share in stories, that sharing in stories, this is going to help, share this with your audience. But it honestly is the worst advice when it comes to building your own authority. When you share that, yes, it's supportive. Yes, it's helpful to your followers, but you're sharing stuff that's not in your zone of genius. And people are going to come to see you as motivational. They're going to come to see you as hype, but not the person that can solve their problems. And this is going to resonate when you have a hard time talking to these people who see that you just share motivational stuff, inspiring quotes, blah, blah, blah. Like there's a disconnect. They see you as this motivational person, but can you actually solve their problem? Can you actually get them from point A to point B and build that bridge for them? And the answer is going to be no. You're going to have a hard time. You might be able to get it. It's going to take a lot more times, but it's going to have such a hard time to actually have that easy sell when people don't see you as the authority from posting other people's content in your own stories. I know that was a mouthful. So just to recap, post some of your own content in your stories. This can look like sharing your reels to your stories, putting it as the background. What else? Doing mini trainings. I love going on mini trainings or like a daily riff. This is a great way to position yourself, stand out, talk about an important topic in your industry, in your niche, and share your thoughts and opinions on it. Polarizing content is huge for building authority and making instant connections with people, because somebody might be thinking, oh my God, I feel the same way about sales calls. I do not want to book 20 of them. I don't care. I have a day job. I don't want to be sitting in my car at lunch during having to do sales calls. That's why I like Kelsey. She's typed that you don't have to build a business that way. And so, do these risks. And if you guys need some examples of risks, go to my Instagram. I have some saved under my highlights, just kind of go through them. They're kind of scattered everywhere. But my Instagram is mycoachkels. So mycoachkels, Kels. And take a look at some of my highlights and kind of see, or just watch my daily stories if you're not following me already. And you can kind of see some examples in there. But, post those, post even just like a slide, like in the create story one, and just write as well, because that's going to also attract different people. Maybe some people aren't able to watch the video and they want to read, vice versa. We'll get more into that in that mistake number 3, but begin to post some of your own content in your stories, because that alone is its own platform, especially on Instagram. You've got stories, you got reels, you got the feed, and you got live stuff there. And so you really kind of want to be able to check all these boxes. And so this leads us into mistake number 3, is that you're not mixing up the content you share in your stories. Now, Kelsey, how is me not mixing up content in my stories? I'm still posting, but I'm not mixing up. How is that keeping me in the friend zone? The thing is that you aren't positioning yourself as the authority and truly taking your buyer on the buyer journey, the customer experience, because you aren't considering different types of how people buy and how people learn information. I'm going to let that sink in, because this is something that I've been implementing for a little bit now. And when I heard this from my coach, it fucking blew my mind. I will get into it in a little bit, but understanding different types of buyers and how people learn and consume content. So just let that sink in. And what I mean is that don't just post a video of yourself talking to your stories. That is good, but mix it up. Put the auto captions there. I think most accounts have that now. Put the text boxes. A lot of people aren't going to wait around, 1, to hear you say every word. 2, they might not want to wait around for all the captions to just, fill in as the auto generates. And 3, they might be in a place where they can't listen and they just want to read. And then, maybe again, if you're just sharing everybody else's content, those are just going to be a lot of graphics out there. They're just going to see a lot of pictures that they're going to slide through. They might not understand who you are, your own voice, what your face looks like. So we want to be able to mix this up, including being able to use stickers and polls to get people to engage more with us. And be able to, attract those kinesthetic, the auditory, visual, the reading and writing type of learners as well, especially if you are doing mini trainings in an educational period where you're really nurturing, providing a lot of value. Begin to diversify how you put that message out in different forms of your content. Mix it up. Words with captions and text boxes, photos, videos, reels, using stickers, all those kinds of things. Plus, this is going to also, I guess it's a little tip point 2.0 or something, but when you have, people are going to be excited to come to your stories when they have all these different aspects coming at them, hopefully, that they can engage with. And it's going to be a fun place for them to come, enjoy, spend their time with, either, throughout the day, at the end of the day, catch up on everything. It's going to make it a lot more enjoyable. So just to recap those 3 mistakes is that 1, just reacting to everybody's stories. 2, not posting your own original content in stories. And 3, when you are posting original content, just sticking to one thing, mix it up a little bit. And the reason why I chose these 3 mistakes to talk about inside today's masterclass is because when it comes down to really building authority, especially on Instagram and with your followers, having that short form content that's easy to consume, that people get to know you, understand where your zone of genius is, and get to educate while having fun, that is That's the fucking gold mine right there. And when you begin to apply some of these different tactics, you might begin to see a little bit of ROI. Maybe a client next week, maybe, double your client load or double your income by the end of the year, but there's still a little bit of a missing gap. And when we have the authority, embodiment, and attraction marketing paired with using soul aligned strategies, that's my signature framework that I love to use. Basically, strategies that you fucking love that also make you money, not just doing everything that the gurus told you because it worked for them 5 years ago. And now they're just, making money off of all these ads, to be honest. I mean, really. But finding those things that actually light you up, that you enjoy doing, that also make you money. This is what Audacious Authority is all about. And I have been building my coaching business and, doing all this, being a human and leading from the heart, which is why I love sales and attraction marketing. And, when you do those things that the gurus tell you, they might work, they might help you get sales here and there, but then you're going to burn out. And when you burn out, it's going to take you a lot longer to recover. And inside Audacious Authority is what I have mastered, implemented, tried and true, tested, and continue to embody in my business now in September 2021 that I have done since 2017, 2018, after I came out of a depressionary hiatus in my business. And I know that you guys who are my loyal, loving followers and fan base, that's why you came to this. And why many of you who are maybe new in my world, why you signed up for this free masterclass is because you get that energy off of my content, off of the way that I show up on video. I'm relatable. That's why you engage with my shit, because you can see that I am an embodiment of everything that I teach. And this is just what Audacious Authority is all about. Just really embodying your inner shit, the shit that makes you unique, that makes you different, that makes you stand out from the sea of other coaches or online service providers. And honestly, to set the fucking industry ablaze, because you have it in you to be so successful and to be one of those success stories. It's not strategies, it's just owning your shit and taking the messy action, but doing the things you love with it. And so Audacious Authority, my signature new program is coming out. We're starting in October, and it is a 6-week program with different modules every week to help you establish and instill true transfer confidence each time you get a new client. So what we're going over is finding your sparkle and it factor, building your, of course, confidence to help you get out of being salesy or feeling like you're coming across salesy, and just build your fucking passion and belief system. This is not like the typical 90-day thing where it's okay, mindset 1 week, money mindset the next week, offers next week. No, we're fucking doing all of it all together, jam-packed into one. Like, it is going to be so transformational for you, because imagine not having to take another sales call or discovery call, because your content, your positioning, your marketing, and how you embody all this is how you embody it is who you truly are and what you desire to be. And you also have a simple sales system and skills that, again, you love to do, that feel good to you, that you can do over and over again. Plus, with attraction marketing, mixing the two together just to bring, it's just, I'm speechless, because I'm never created something like this before, and I haven't seen anything like it either. And so along with, building our confidence, finding our it factor, talking about soul aligned strategies, we're also going to be talking about authoritative content, selling in stories, video scripts, DM scripts, really how to position yourself, talking a little bit about buyer psychology as well. Like I mentioned, kind of taking them through the different phases on a journey based on the buyer types, how people learn in different content types as well. Plus embodying it, putting it all together to truly lead in your industry. And all these components, everything that I talked about inside this masterclass is just a small component of that. So there is still a little bit of a gap to truly be the authority. These story tips are going to help, but to truly stand out, make that money, honey, this year, hit that first $1,000 month, hit consistent 3K month, hit 20K month or 20K by the end of the year, 20K months too, that works as well. This is the missing piece. It's really just about owning your shit. I've taken a lot of sales courses. I've taken a lot of things, and nobody told me that it was just this simple of find the shit that you love to do, continue to do it over and over and over again, while pairing it with strategic buyer psychology, a business experience, a buyer experience for them, and just owning your shit. And that is how you're going to be the Blaze. And that's how you're going to be that next coach that people look up to, or that next VA that, oh my God, like I want to be her. I want to work with her. That's how you go from the hot girl to the higher girl. Thank you. Okay. So as a bonus for the next couple of days, Audacious Authority is in early bird. So you guys are able to get in at $1,250. Payment plans available. There is a VIP option to upgrade as well. This VIP option includes 4 weeks of Voxer coaching, plus 2 30-minute one-on-one calls that you can use during that 6 weeks as well. And payment plans start as low as $222 for that early bird price. So if you guys are really ready to fucking get out of the friend zone, master your authority, and be that go-to person, set a blaze in your industry, stand out, then let's go ahead and get started for $222. Payment plans, DM me, let me know what questions you have. Thank you so much. We're going to stop the recording and go into some Q&A.